Yes, hello everyone. This is Alba again. Hope everyone is fine. Hope everyone is doing okay. I still would want to first say thank you for each and everyone that is supporting me, each and everyone that is reaching out, each and everyone that has just subscribed. Please, thank you so much and keep sharing this. Keep encouraging people to visit my page and my channel, continue to follow me, continue to help me spread this message. And I really I appreciate each and everything everyone is doing for me, the support, the love, the prayers. I pray that also God blesses you, and thank you so much for everything that you're doing for me. And yeah, so today I'm here to still talk about the very same challenges I've been talking about. And as of this point, I'm going to be laying off of some of my experiences and focusing on a few things that I think are important to really talk about. And the main important thing is I want to talk about is how should I say this? I mean, like not knowing what, like living life where you don't know what you could face. You don't know what the people around you are capable of. You don't know what the nice stranger that's smiling at you is capable of. Because I saw a lot of people who are commenting on my story and my interviews were saying like, how can you be trusting people like this? How can't you see this coming to you? Like, I just want to address these things and make people understand, like, most of the times when we are growing up, it depends on where you're brought up, because we have different backgrounds. I have a different background, and other people as well have different backgrounds. But most of the times, the things that we grow up around get to affect us when we become older. And sometimes when you grow up around abandonment and rejection and all of those things, they actually sometimes affect you if you're not so like strong enough, or if you're not well built. They affect you to have a lot of like hope in people out here. You have a lot of trust in people out here, and sometimes most of us are just built like that. You just have that open spirit, like a free spirit. Like, you think everyone is going to be nice to you, you think everyone is going to be good to you. Someone that comes to you smiling is going to be a good friend to you. So we never really know what you're really dealing with, like, given the fact that people don't really show their true colors until you actually deal with them and find out who they really are. So most times we don't know the people that we bring close to us. So I'll use a scenario where I had a friend of mine. She was actually trying to help me post the things that I was going through way before I came out with my story. She was trying to help me, like, post about depression, post about mental health. So there's this person that approached her, and he was like telling her, he was like thinking she's depressed or going through something. So this guy, like, she knew this guy because they were like friends. And then this guy reaches out to her, and he's like, hey, if you really need someone to talk to, you can come and talk to me. And she was like, I'm not really going through anything, but it's okay if you really like. She was also going through some things, but she wasn't literally depressed. So she's like, he's like, we can link up and talk. So this this guy is like, like when you know someone, sometimes someone, you're like seeing someone being very humble, being very cool, so you think, no, this guy is not capable of anything. And sometimes it's beyond our imagination, because people keep thinking, like, it is very easy for you to comment on someone's situation when you see it's like, I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't. But you don't know the right state of mind someone is in, or what they're thinking, or their experience. So this girl goes and visits this guy actually tells, as she tries to tell him, can we meet somewhere? He's like, okay, we will. And then just one day he calls her in the morning. He's like, I'm not yet, I'm still home, I'm preparing to leave for work. Where are you? She's like, I'm also home, I'm leaving for work. She's like, can you come here, maybe we talk, and then we head off to work together, because we worked in the same like area. So this girl goes to see this guy, and then this guy is trying to get with her, to cut the story short. So most times what I wanted to bring out is that most times people approach you with a sense of like they want to help you, and no one really ever prepares you, like, you're going to find people. Most times, most people, or most of us, don't get prepared to like know that you're going to find people who are going to act nice towards you. And actually sometimes it's even the people that we're dating, or someone that you're trying to date. Someone approaches you, and of course you can't fight your feelings or the attraction there, and actually this person has ill intentions towards you. So no one really prepares us for these things. But as well, being like we are older, like we're going to be having children, we are having siblings, younger siblings, we are having younger family, like nephews and nieces and all that. I would want to share this to help people understand, like sometimes we need, not sometimes, we need to prepare the younger people, like we need to prepare as well ourselves for the world. No one really prepares you for the world most of the times. Like your parents bring you up to their basic things they really think they are the important things that you really need to know growing up, but there are those important things that people don't really know, because your parents are not going to really be there and protect you when you find a guy that you think is a good person, but yet again this person has bad intentions towards you. So these things, like most of the times, most people who don't really have that like love from home, that love, like that attention, like we seek so much attention from people around us, like anyone that offers you that attention, you fall so quickly into it, not knowing that this person could hurt you, not knowing this person could harm you. So we need to be extra careful about the people that really, like, not everyone who offers help really does want to help, or not everyone who really is being kind doesn't have an agenda towards, like, behind it, because most of the times we trust so much people, because I've had people approach me telling me like they trusted people and some of them were mistreated, some of them were robbed or stuff like that. It all comes down with trusting so much, trusting too quickly, because these things that we keep like entertaining, they affect us. When you don't, most of the time, like let me say, if someone, like you trust someone and then maybe they do something to you and then you don't really get that help that you need, you don't really get that comfort or whatever you need to be moving forward, it actually stays with you. Most people out here like seeing me, and then you don't even know, you could be with someone, like say a man, you could be with a partner or a girlfriend that has actually been through abuse, but they can't really come and open up to you about it. But these things, like, you can't just ignore these things. You really need to revisit these things. You really need to visit this place if you didn't get that help that you needed, to make peace with it, to overcome these things. So most people, like, what I still want to push on to people is to be more like supportive, be more friendly, be more of a shoulder to lean on for people, even like for the younger ones around you, even for like especially like parents. If you have a daughter or a son, like let them be able to express themselves, let them be able to come and know if I've made a mistake, I can go back and we talk about it. I can go back and tell my mom I met this person and this person did this and did this, whatever they did to them, so that you can visit this place and air this thing out and make peace with that, so that someone can move on can move on better. Because sometimes, like right now, you can't, like most of the times, like with the generation right now, you can't really tell most of these younger ones anything. Sometimes they think they are able to figure out things on their own, they are grown, like most of them are having smartphones now. You don't even know what kind of person you're going to meet on social media. You don't know who is going to approach you. You don't know who is going to come to you saying nice things to you, but they have a hidden agenda towards you. But let us always be like, let us prepare people for these things, and let us prepare ourselves, because sometimes there are some things that you can never really experience for good and know, like, okay, now I'm well used to this, or I know what is going to happen. There is always that one person that will always come to you in that bad time and bad state, and they will get to you in form of like wanting to be nice to you, in form of like approaching you to be with you, but they have an ill intention towards you. I made most of the mistakes I made because I always got into this bad place where I needed someone to be there, and I actually really did trust that easily, because I feel like I had no option, and I feel like I needed that attention these people were giving me. But actually these people had bad intentions towards me. Like I mentioned about the man that actually approached me, and I was young. He approached me from where I was working, and he was like, I want to help you get back your studies. Like he showed me heaven. And sometimes we're in these desperate times, like we need someone, like when someone comes and shows you these things, like the good things that they're going to do for you, or the good things that they have in stock for you, you completely just switch. So this man switched my minds, and like, okay, this person is really going to help me. And I actually thought he's like grown enough to be my father, and I thought he can really help me. This man even took an extra mile to meet my mother. So that's how much we are not like prepared of what people are really really are capable of. This man meets my mom, and I'm like, this is a really good person, and I don't think he can do anything to harm me. The fact that he knows my mom, there's that respect he has, and there's that fear that he has that I met this girl's mom. But actually, this man wanted to use me. He wanted to use me, but he wasn't. And sometimes people use you in a, like, let me say, like, they use, there are some things that people do to you when they're not exactly let me say, violently abusing you, but they abuse you emotionally. They use tactics. In fact, they use tactics to approach you. They see you and your weaknesses, and they use that. And actually, that also affects, because people think when you're just raped or you're forced into a situation or you're forced to have intercourse or anything, that is what they call rape. Sometimes people do come and put you in a situation, and they fool you, and they lie to you, and they make you believe what they're saying. So you feel like you're in a space where you have nothing to lose, or if you don't give in to what they want to do to you or they want to use you for, you're going to lose out on the things that they told you. And that actually mentally affects you. It affects you. No one, like, after you find out that this person was just using you, it actually affects your mental health. Moving forward, it affects your mental health. So most of the times people just take these things like, okay, if I'm raped, that is a bad thing that can happen, like that is what can really affect me. But most of the times when someone really uses you against your will, I actually take that as rape. Because if someone is forcing you to do something, you don't really want to do it, but you feel like they put these things on the table for you, they've showed you all these things, you don't want to say no because you really need these things. But then after you discover that this person was using you, this person just played you, that is where the effect of your mental health comes from. Because you start beating yourself up, you start feeling bad about yourself, you start feeling all sorts of things, blaming yourself and all that, and that is where you kick in to getting into like these mental illnesses, depression and all that. So in order to protect ourselves, we need to know, like, not everyone that comes to you is going to help you. Not everyone that sees your tears is really going to come and be like, is really feeling sad. Not everyone that's really seen you kicked down or knocked down is really going to come to you and be like, I need to help you. We need to prepare ourselves for these things. We need to prepare the younger people for these things, because it's actually funny when you keep ignoring these things, when you keep looking at the other person with a different eye. Like me, I came out like someone is looking at me at a different eye. That is you creating a foundation for the younger people that are growing up, for the younger children that you're going to have, for them to keep looking at these things as it's okay. And actually, this could be your sister, because yesterday I was talking to a man that approached me and told me, like, there are a lot of men that use girls because of jobs. Like, literally, these girls can't run away because they need the jobs, but the men keep using these girls. They use these girls and they can't go away. So he told me, like, it is funny, you would think these men have children. How about, like, what do you think, like, how they never think that your child is also going to grow up and actually be needing a job? You don't know what is going to happen, because you're not going to be able, like, you're not certain that you're going to provide a job for your daughter or your child. And she meets the man that you have been to someone else's daughter. And that is why I keep telling people, like, you keep making fun of situations, thinking they can't come to you, thinking that you're okay. But this is like a wave. This is like a flood, you know. When it comes, it doesn't spare, you know. It's like when you see these floods going, like when we have floods in the country, like you've been seeing floods in China, floods in which country was it? There's a country that's been facing floods. It doesn't spare. You would see very expensive cars like floating around in floods. It doesn't spare. So these things that happen, they don't spare. But if you try to stop them, if you try to make a difference with ourselves first, because it starts with you. There is a difference that you're creating for our younger children. There's a difference you're creating for your younger siblings. There's a difference that you're creating for the people that's to come after us. But the minute, like, we keep ignoring these things, we keep taking these things for granted, we keep taking rape for granted. Like, you see someone's being raped, was raped, and then you come out and be like, oh my god, how could she do that to herself? Like, why did she embarrass herself like that? How did, like, that very judgment that you're making out here is the same judgment someone close to you is going to get if you do not stop. So we need to prepare ourselves, and we need to be like more, let's be more, we need to be more mature on how we handle situations. We need to be more aware of the things that, like, the way we handle things, because the way you handle things on someone else's side, it will be the way they handle things on your side when it happens to you. So let's be more mature. Like the world is developing, let's also develop ourselves, because it starts with you. It starts like everything you want, that the better world that you want, the better space that you want, the better justice that you want, the better space that you want in this world, it starts with you. So if you create a world, like a foundation that is full of like ignorance and judgment, that is the same world and space that your children and siblings and younger people are going to be having moving forward, because people, what children see, what these younger ones see, is what they take moving forward. So thank you very much. That is my message for today. I'll keep coming back to share more. And God bless you. Continue subscribing, continue sharing these messages, continue telling people about the message. Like, please continue like pushing this, because it's going to help us. I'm not doing this for just myself or the people that have gone through rape, or the people that have gone through abuses. I'm doing this for each and every one. So continue like watching my stories and sharing them, the messages. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Take care. Be safe.